Hello guys, this is me, Sarah, and this is my second video on YouTube. English is not my first language, so if I make mistakes, feel free to correct me in the comment section down below. In my first video, I shared that I lost my mother and father within a few months from each other, and I am now in my grief journey, deep grief. And grief is so brutal, it's so challenging and it has changed my perspective on life, you know what I mean. Sometimes I feel numb, and some other times I experience an excruciating pain, both physically and mentally. And the only way that I can cope is the idea or the thought that there is an afterlife and that I might see my mom and dad one day again, that their spirits might still be around somehow. This is the only way that I can cope. And let me share you one interesting incident that happened to me the other day regarding my mom's spirit, hopefully. My mom's English was always so good and she was so fluent. I remember when I was very young, about around the age of 7 or 8, I asked my mom, how could you learn English? How can you be so fluent? And she told me that when she was around the same age as me, 7 or 8, or a bit older, I think, she had met an American soldier during a summer vacation. This happened before the Iran's revolution in 1979, so Iran and the US were on friendly terms with each other, and apparently there were military bases or things like that. And this American soldier had a shop, and children, my mom's and other kids, would go and buy sweets and other stuff from him, and he would talk to them all the time in English about his hometown in the US, about his parents, about his fears, his dreams, his life, anything. And my mom had subconsciously picked up the language in less than 3 months, and that's the way she had learned English. And I remember that she told me the name of that young American soldier once. It was only once, because and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't remember the name. I tried so hard, but I couldn't remember the name of that American soldier, the full name, the first name, the surname, nothing. And it was so sad and depressing to me, because I knew that the only other person who could help me remember the name, who knew the name, was my mom, and she was no longer with me. So I spoke to her in my mind. I told her, Mom, if you can hear me, if there is a spirit of you out there somewhere, please come to me in my dreams at night and tell me the name of the American soldier who you could learn English from him, I mean. And I told her that this way, if you can come to my dreams at night and tell me the name of the soldier, I would consider it as a profound sign from your spirit and I can make sure that you can somehow hear me, that there is an afterlife. And then I let go of the thought, and it had less than half an hour had passed. Yeah, and I was walking around the house doing something. I don't remember what I was doing, but I was walking, and all of a sudden I had my mom's voice in my left ear. It was just from here, not here, my right ear. This is my right ear. And I froze. Yeah, it was my mom's voice. It was very clear but very distant. So I tried to listen, and I tried to listen very deeply and carefully. And she told me the name of that American soldier, the full name, first name and family name. And she told me the name 2 more times, and then there was silence. And I opened my eyes, and I don't know how to put into words. It was a bittersweet feeling. I was so happy, and I was happy that she hadn't come into my dreams, or I hadn't remembered the name all of a sudden on my own, because I knew that way I could convince myself that it was my memory that had recalled the name somehow. But this way, it was her. I had heard her voice 3 times from this ear. So I rushed and picked up my notebook and wrote this down so that I would never ever forget it. I don't know. What do you make of it? I knew what I heard, and I could recognize my mom's voice. It was very distant, but it was very clear, and the name was correct, the full name. I had heard her voice. So is there an afterlife, really? It was not my mind. I heard her voice. So I would love to hear from you, your thoughts and opinions and even experiences about afterlife. Can we communicate with the spirits of our loved ones somehow? Can they hear us? How can we establish a relationship or communication with them if they can hear us? This is so helpful to heal and to get better and to feel better, but I'm not sure. I am still so sad, and I don't know what to make of it. Please feel free to let me know about your opinions and correct my many mistakes, English mistakes, and I would love to hear from you guys. And until my next video, stay safe out there. Bye.